All right, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Deity, and today we'll be getting into day 4 of the guide. So, for day 4, we are going to be pushing through the rest of chapter 2 story. We're going to be building our first Wyvern team, and the first Wyvern team we're going to be building, I'm going to be building one version of it. I'm going to show you guys multiple versions. The goal of the first Wyvern team is just to clear Wyvern 13 one time, and then we'll come back later and build or kind of expand that Wyvern team and make it more consistent. But for the first clear, this first Wyvern team we're doing is just to beat it one time on manual to get the rewards. So to start out this video, I'm going to go ahead and do my daily summons. So I still have the free daily summons. Let's go ahead and rip a 10 summon, see if we get any sparks. We got nothing, not even a 4-star. Okay, great luck. So that's done. I haven't got a 5-star from that at all. I've not got a single 5-star. So if any of you are saying you have bad luck, as you see, I am also having bad luck. So the first things I want you to do for the day are go in. I want you to burn your arena flags like normal. So do your auto battles, buy your arena flags. So click on the arena thing, buy this, do as many arenas. We want to try to get to gold arena today if possible. So spent throughout the day. If you're not there already, I've only been doing my free flags, so you should be able to climb up there pretty easily. Second, I want you to go to battle, and then I want you to go to your Labyrinth. I want you to make sure you spent all of your Labyrinth compasses. So just go into Labyrinth and clear as much as you can. We need this for the right side charms, so you need to get as many of the ancient coins as you can. You do not need 100% the stages, but you want to get as far as you can. So I may go back and enter this one again to get this 100 and just do the full clear that I possibly can, grab this other chest, and then just keep going through all of the different ones, getting in these ones as you see, you get a bunch. So the goal is to get as many ancient coins as we possibly can. We're going to need that to upgrade for the Wyvern team and just our regular team as well. Another thing to be working on is continue doing your unrecorded history. You can farm stage 5 or stage 30. We're getting to a point where the most common stages to farm are stage 5. The reasoning behind farming stage 5 is because it's easy and it drops an epic catalyst. So as you see, I have 8 of these from farming it. You can get these epic catalysts and you can trade them in for other catalysts if you do not need them. So farming epic catalysts is always nice, but if you can do stage 30, this is the in-game what everybody farms. It's super easy. The reason we farm it at in-game is because it's fast, it's easy, and it gives the most stigma return. So you can go in and farm this, but either way, you need to keep farming that to where you can go and upgrade the gear that is on your story characters. So if you're ever getting stuck in story, that is going to be the way to do it. Next up, we are going to make sure that we have bought everything from this normal shop. So the Transfer Stone shop, you see we have 61. You want to buy this out completely every single week. So all of this stuff is really good. This actually has some charms in it. So as you see, we get some right side charms, so necklace and ring charms. But you want to try to buy all of this out. The way you get silver transfer stones is going to be from selling penguins early game mostly. At the beginning, later you'll end up selling transmitting characters and you get some from that, but early game it's just selling penguins. So go and farm as much stigma as possible. We're going to end up selling a batch of penguins to up our gold, just so we have enough gold. If you watch part 3 of the guide, you know how to sell penguins and everything now. But that is the first things to work on. And once we come back, I'm going to be showing you, as you see, my main team. I'll show them real quick and show what I'll be working on for the beginning of this. So Cigarette is going to be part of our Wyvern team. We do need to work on her skill enhancements, and we need to do her last promotion. So these catalysts you get from the hunt challenge, but otherwise we need to make sure we are plus 15ing her. So we need to give her all of the Molagora that we currently have. And then we need to start farming these extra rare catalysts. You can get those from boxes. You can get those from AP exchange, from farming unrecorded history, but we need to get her to plus 15. That's really important. Next up, we want to be getting our Spectre Chamber to level 60, and we want to go in and get her Awakenings done as well. That will help you clear story faster. We are also going to skill enhance her once we fully unlock her from Moonlight Blessing. Next up, Raz, you can 5-star him and try to get your Tamarin to 5-star at least. Once these two are 5-star and fully leveled up, you can do their Awakenings as well. It will help you out. But those two are important to get up to level 50 just for survivability. In terms of gear, they are on the free HP set. If you saw from last episode of the guide, we went and got a second free HP set from Hunt Challenges. So we have them both, but we need to level this gear up as well. Once we level this gear up, and then our our Tenebria once we level this gear up a bit, and her gear is mostly leveled, but we can do a little bit more on her. Once we get all that done, our story team will be pretty solid to clear story 2 with no issues. And then from there, we will start building our Wyvern team. So the Wyvern team characters, I had you guys get Furious. So Furious is going to be a character, we need to 5-star him. And then our front tank, I will show you different options to use for your Wyvern front tank. I will probably just use Angelica because we will all have her. But the Wyvern tank we won't be touching. We're going to put them in something called Grace of Growth. So do not put any character in the Grace of Growth for right now. Some of you may already have. I probably should have talked about this sooner. But Grace of Growth, we are going to be putting our Wyvern front tank within this. So, and that way we're not hard committing to anything on the account. By putting a character into Grace of Growth, you have the ability to take them out and then have a 3-day timer before you can put a new one in. It's a way to test out characters, see if you like them. It's a really cool mechanic within the game. It's really beneficial for early players if you utilize it properly. So with putting our Wyvern front tank in there, that means later you can change up your Wyvern team with the minimum amount of investment early game, so you don't feel like you wasted anything. So now that we've done all that, go ahead, let's go start farming. You can push some more in this depending on which stage you're on. So I need to acquire 10 runes and Spirit Altar. And then we need to clear this, try to clear this all the way up to craft 15 pieces, clear all the way up to at least this one, stage 4-10 of Sorcerer's Witch Haven. We will come back once you have cleared up to here. Hopefully by then your character's looking good, but I'll do an account overview as I come back. And then I will show you the next steps that we will do. And then, so the main goals of today are get our Wyvern team set up, but not finished, because on day 5 login, you get an HP set. This will go on your Grace of Growth front tank Wyvern unit. So this set, once you log in day 5, so tomorrow is when we'll go ahead and clear Wyvern for the first time and get all the rewards from that. So that is today though, prepping Wyvern team, getting our team established, pushing arena, burning all of our extra currency so that we can make as much progression as possible. And it's going to be a pretty simple day. But I will see you guys all once you have reached this point in the adventurer's path. All right. Okay, so like I said, you guys should clear up to 4-10 in the story, and then you should burn all of your currency for your arena team, and then also go into Labyrinth and burn all of your tokens climbing as far as you can. So as you see, I was able to get to area 4. That's it, no further. I think I actually wasted a few days of ones because I was overcapped on it. But maybe you guys are further, maybe you're not, but either way, go as far as you can in that and just do as much as you can every single time. Now we're going to go into Adventure's Path. The reason we were going to 4-10 is so that we could get up to this. So what we're going to do here is claim all of these rewards. And as you see, we got some crafting materials and a lot of other things. We got more Labyrinth tokens. That's why I wanted you to burn all of the ones you had, is because we're going to be getting more from this. So we get some charms and everything as well. Now we can receive this, and we get a bunch more stuff, and we actually got some crafting materials for, these are things that you're going to be farming later. This is the highest rarity of Wyvern crafting material, so you will get very used to using those. Now we have to craft 15 pieces of equipment in the steel workshop. What we're going to do for this is use our lower tier material to accomplish this. We need to go into crafting, but for the beginning ones, you don't need to craft anything of the higher rarity. Just go in, and we need to do 15 pieces. So the best thing, in my opinion, to do for these things is just craft the right side gear. So we're going to craft, and we're going to sell all these pieces to get some charms back. So just craft them. You don't need to look at them. We're not using anything crafted below T85 gear. So anything that we craft, any drops that you get from doing Hunter, anything that's below tier 85, you will not touch them. So we only need to do 15, so I am only going to do the 15. I'll just craft 5 and sell them as we go. Just because you can trade your lower end materials up for higher end materials. Honestly, I would do golem for this. Go and get rid of your golem materials for it. Your purple golem materials. You can even do the lower materials. It doesn't matter. But you just have to do 15 pieces. But the less materials you use, golem isn't as good as banshee. So we're going to be trading that banshee things in for the higher materials. So it's better to do golem for this. Because golem gear is not nearly as good as banshee gear will be for you. So once you do that, we are done. So now we can go ahead and claim this. And our next challenge is to spend conquest points. So as you see, we have 3,000 conquest points. I'm going to be going over tomorrow the order as to where you buy or what gear you buy from this. But for the first little bit of this, one thing I want you to get used to is buying the Molagora every single week. So go ahead and buy the Molagora. Buy this every week. Molagora is the skill up on characters. It's the most limited thing in the game. They're very greedy with it. So as you progress later and build a bunch of characters, you will not be able to get much of them, as many as you need. So it takes 33 to build a character, and I don't even think they give you 33 a month, and to release multiple characters. So if you pull multiple new characters, you can't even build all of them to their fullest potential. So the first piece of gear I'm going to have you guys buy is this ring. This ring is really good. Just buy it just to complete that challenge. Then you'll have your leftover conquest points. Don't buy anything else from this yet. We're going to end up buying probably some of the speed sets. So this part of the guide has changed from last time because there are less sets available. Which sucks. We used to abuse this and get some of the really cheap gear to create our first Wyvern team, but we do not have that for now. And I will show you the gearing of your Wyvern team tomorrow. As you see right here, we cleared all of this as well, so I'll go ahead and claim this. If you guys haven't done this, just get to the part where you're to clear Abyss floor 50. The team that you have right now should be able to clear Abyss easily, but you see we're going to get more Labyrinth tokens, so that's why I wanted you guys to just go burn all of them earlier. You get a bunch of Labyrinth tokens during this little segment. So the next thing I want you guys to do is we're going to start on our Wyvern team. So all we're doing today is getting the characters together and ready for it. Whenever you go into team, click add team at the bottom and buy 2 teams. So you can buy 2 teams with gold. And then from there, it starts costing sky stones. You'll end up doing this eventually, but you don't really need to for right now. So we're going to go ahead and name this though, because you can name them. We're going to name it Wyvern. So our Wyvern team, Cigarette is going to be on our Wyvern team. And then we are going to be doing Furious. So I told you guys to go and unlock Furious. You had to get further in the challenges. So we're going to use Furious. Next up, there is a character called Mui. Okay. He is a blue assassin. We're only using blue units for Wyvern. There's one instance where you don't use blue units for Wyvern, and that's if you have General Purgus. But for the sake of this guide, I'm not going to show the General Purgus team. We're using blue units. If you use all blue units, then the character 3-star Mui, as you see, I do not have him. So if any of you guys do not have Mui, I'm going to build Alexa instead. And this is just going to be for first time clear. And then once we get Mui, we're going to be switching Alexa out. And then for your Wyvern front tank, you have a bunch of options. Click the tank option and click the Soul Weaver option. And then click blue. Okay, it needs to be a blue character. If you do not use a blue character, Wyvern gets combat readiness and every time that character does not or takes a turn. And it's going to make Wyvern way harder by using any non-blue character. That's why we always use blue characters in this, and our characters need to be debuffers. So a lot of you will have the question, I have X character, can I use it in Wyvern? The answer is yes, you could, but what we're trying to do is beat Wyvern with the lowest overall resources possible. And then we want to build our Wyvern team with the lowest resource sink into it as possible. And honestly, the 3-stars and 4-stars are the best characters for Wyvern. This team right here, and then Mui for your front tank, or sorry, Mui for your Alexa spot is just the best. I'll show you Mui as to what he looks like, just so those of you guys that do have him, if you do have him, you can see my other guides that I've done for Wyvern. Pretty sure he's an assassin. Yeah, so it's this character here. He's a 3-star. You will build him the exact same as I'm building Alexa, or similar to it. But this character is one of the best Wyvern characters you could possibly build. Furious is one of the best Wyvern characters you could possibly build. There is an option that you can do to use Terranar Guard instead of Furious, because you will be doing Terranar Guard for a lot of in-game content. But I actually don't own Terranar Guard. That's kind of crazy. But I actually don't own him. So we're going to be using this team for now. Okay, so Furious you get for free, everybody gets them, but if you did switch Terranar Guard out for Furious, it's actually cheaper, and you will use Terranar Guard later, and you can switch Terranar Guard out for Furious, but like I said, the whole purpose of this first team we're doing is just to beat Wyvern 13 one time for the challenges. So, I was going and talking about the tanks, though. So we're going to be picking a Wyvern front tank. Your Wyvern front tank options as a new player generally consist of Angelica, Montmorency, which is this is a character most people will tell you to do. I'm going to tell you right now, it does not matter which one you pick. Okay, so I'm going to be using Angelica for this. Montmorency, the reason I don't like suggesting it to new players is because she has something called a specialty change. Specialty changes take a long time and a lot of resources. And we don't necessarily need her right now. We might use her later, but we'll build her later whenever we can farm runes faster and farm during a double event. So if you were to go and farm runes right now, you will not farm them nearly as efficiently as if you waited 2 weeks. So we are not going to use Montmorency for this guide. You could if you're following another guide and you're already using her, but everyone gets Angelica. So every character on my board, everybody can get for free. These are all free characters that you get from the left-hand side of your screen from connections. And then Cigarette you get from Hunt event. So everyone has these 4 characters. And this is just for the first clear. Once you get Mui, again, switch it out for this. But there are 2 other characters you can use in your front tank slot. You can use Crozet, you can use Rose. Those are 2 4-star options that there's a good chance you will have them. Other characters that would work there are going to consist of Blue Tywin. Brieg is probably your best bet in terms of clearing it faster and consistently. Brieg is very good. Blue Crow is a 5-star. So I'm going to go ahead and show these characters while I'm explaining them to you, just so that you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I didn't do this to begin with. So we can go in, click tank, click blue. So you have Brieg as an option. That's this character here. This is probably the best character for PvE, one of the best. If you look at the tier list I made yesterday, he's one of the best characters for PvE. You can use him in almost everything. Next up, Blue Crow would be pretty solid. You could use him. He's a character that could be used in other content as well. He can be used in Guild Wars, and he can be used in Expos and things like that. Next up, we have Tywin. This character is overall just pretty solid. You can use him in PvP, but a lot of people don't. But he technically is solid as he's probably pretty solid in Arena and Guild Wars too, because you can control that a lot better. But this character is solid. He would be a good choice. Next up, we have Crozet. This is the highest win rate character for Wyvern. This character makes your team the most consistent. Granted, you're going to be consistent anyway. You don't have to use him, but this is the highest win rate Wyvern character that you can pick. And I'm not going to go into explain why right now, but he is this passive is why. Okay, it keeps your backline from dying in the first wave. So a lot of the times you fail Wyvern, you die in the first wave of it to the little mobs, not even a big mob. And this mitigates that RNG to where it will never happen. So he is the highest win rate, especially for new players. But Rose is also a good character. She gives attack buffs, so you could do Rose. So those are your 2 4-star options. Otherwise, your best option is going to be Angelica or Angelic Montmorency. None of the other Soul Weavers I would do. I don't think any of them would be good for it. But Angelica, you get for free. That's what we'll be doing. Or Aether, don't do the Aether. But Angelic Montmorency, this is Montmorency specialty change, though. And it takes a lot of resources to specialty change. So for the sake of the guide, if you haven't decided, I would say just use Angelica. Now, your front tank does not matter. The reason I'm doing the guide the way that I am is so that you can customize your teams later and not have any kind of commitment to the thing that I am showing you. So for Wyvern, we are going to be registering our front tank that we decided on. So we decided on Angelica. We are registering this here. This allows you to boost up the character. The character is now level 50, and once we complete this challenge of getting 3 level 60 heroes, which we're about to do, then we are going to have a level 60 front tank character. And then you can withdraw the hero. Okay, you can withdraw the hero, and every 3 days you can put a different one in. When you withdraw the hero, though, they go back to level 1. But this is a way to test out characters, see if they're good or not, and you don't commit to building them, because building a character takes a lot of resources. So that is what we're going to do. That way you're not committed to the Wyvern front tank. You can switch it out later. It's fine. It doesn't matter who you use this way. And then that is that. So now what we need to do with this is we are going to go in and we are going to make sure our characters are leveled up. You don't need to touch Angelica at all in terms of leveling, because she's on your Grace of Growth. She will be 6-starred and fully awakened. Okay, we will put gear on her. The gear set you will put on her is from day 5 login. Okay, once you log in on day 5 as a new player, you will get this free HP set. You put this HP set straight onto her, and that's all you have to do. She's done. You don't have to do any extra work. So now we have Alexa. We're going to get her to level 50. Level 50 and awaken her. Okay, do not 6-star her, and do not 6-star Furious. Furious get to level 50 as well. So you need to promote him and awaken him. So you're going to need quite a few blue runes. Next up, we need Sigret as boosted as possible. So that includes skill ups. Okay, so we are going to skill up her to plus 15. And then Furious, we are going to go ahead and get him boosted as well. We need Furious's skills to be plus 4. Technically, he needs to be plus 6. This is why I don't like Furious, but he is one of the best Wyvern characters. But you see, this is a big Mologora sync. He does need to be plus 6. This you need to Mola as well. And his skill 1 doesn't matter too much. So you don't need to do the skill 1, but do the skill 3 up to plus 6. Do not do plus 7. And then do this to 1. We're not going to worry about gearing them today. Gearing them will come tomorrow. The biggest thing that I want you guys to do today is level these characters up and get them ready for tomorrow. So, like I said, we're going to be promoting them to 5-star. We will not be promoting them to 6-star. You do not need these characters 6-starred. Okay, the character that's going to be doing almost all of your damage is going to be Sigret. For this run, Alexa will be doing a good portion of it, but then once we switch Alexa to Mui, it will be fine. The reason we're doing Alexa is because everyone has her, and we aren't going to be putting too many resources into her because you will be switching her off once you get that character called Mui. It could take you a long time to get her, but now she's level 50. Okay, so our Wyvern team is basically there. We just need to awaken her and do all the things I just said. So get all of that done. And then from here, what you're going to be doing before tomorrow, this is pretty much the end of the episode 4. It's super easy day, but there's a lot of stuff you need to do. You saw you need to get to Gold Arena. Okay, so make sure you get to Gold Arena. You should be getting close to there. As you see, we're pretty close, and I haven't been keeping up with this hardly at all. So get to Gold Arena. I'm going to be going over a ton tomorrow. Tomorrow is probably one of the biggest days of the guide. Okay, then you want to go through and clear as much of this. You need to keep farming unrecorded history in the background too. You can push through Abyss now, but make sure you spend your labyrinth compasses that you get. You're going to need to spend all of these. But keep pushing through everything you can. Keep farming unrecorded history and leveling up your character's gear, your main story team character's gear. Save some of your right side charms though. Your right side characters do not need or your story characters do not need everything plus 15 on right side. So do not use too many of these. If anything, just level up your Raz's gear to plus 9 on the ring and necklace, and your Tamarin on the ring and necklace go to plus 9. From there, save everything else. You can boost up your Spectre Sneeber a little bit, go 12 on each of these if you want. You can go 15, but level up your sword and boots, start leveling up that, and then you can just level all of their regular gear that you can get charms for from unrecorded history, which is swords, helmets, chest, and boots. Okay, so that's really all you need to do today. As you keep leveling stuff up, you can keep pushing further in story. This team should clear everything up until the final boss. I'll walk you guys through beating the chapter 21010 boss. That will be either tomorrow or the next day. That might wait till day 6. After day 6, though, we're going to be flying because we have our story team pretty much fully boosted up. So you're going to need to farm some spirit altars as well. But go in, you can probably clear to Abyss 60 with the characters I have right now. I just showed all their stats and everything. But make sure you clear as far as you can in story. If you ever get stuck in story, what you need to do is pause, go farm unrecorded history, and that's it. Farm unrecorded history over and over, and then stock up your stigma. If you have the materials to 6-star another character right now, I'm going to tell you, you do not need to 6-star a character right away. Okay? Just hold your materials. You will need that materials later to 6-star other characters. But in Epic 7, the better you get about holding your currency and everything, better off you'll be. So if you have a ton of stigma right now, that's a good thing. We will spend it, trust me. But the more you have, the better. And there is never too much. There is never too much that you can have. So if you are way ahead of me in the guide and want to wait for me to make sure you don't do anything wrong, just keep farming unrecorded history, keep getting ahead, and you'll be super happy you did. Okay? So that's really it for this video. That's all I have for you to do. It's a very easy day. It's just about progressing your account, doing the boring stuff, but then we're about to start hard clearing content. So other things you can be working on, by the way, are your ongoing events. Make sure you're working on your Mologora challenge and clearing all of this. So if you haven't finished all of this, go in. Once you hit level 50, you're going to be getting more. So if anything, we're going to be farming Spirit Altar. Do blue Spirit Altar. If you're curious on which Spirit Altars to farm, what you need to be doing is, or the Spirit Altars that I personally farm, I don't know what the most consistent is, I'll be honest, but I farm the lowest difficulty for the small runes and the highest difficulty for big runes. You should be able to clear these, no issue. If you are struggling on the hell difficulty, again, go farm unrecorded history, boost up your gear, awaken your characters, and come back. Okay, so that's all I got. Go work on all of that. Keep grinding. Unrecorded history is your best friend. Tomorrow, though, will be Wyvern, but make sure you have your characters for your Wyvern team together and ready. 5-star, 5-star, 6-star, Grades of Growth. Don't have to touch it. They will be pretty easy to gear. I'll show you gearing. That's all I got for today. Okay, good luck. I will see you tomorrow, and be ready, as ready as you possibly can. All right, see ya.